In this video, I'm going to talk about creating groups out of layers. So I've drawn this very simple little plant and I've used a few layers to create it. So what I want to do now is I want to group these layers, and I do that by sliding the layers to the right. And I can group them and I can give that new group a name. So I'm going to call it flowers. Flowers, lovely. And I'm going to check this little down arrow and you can see they've all been grouped. And the reason I wanted to group them is because I wanted to duplicate them, but I wanted to be able to edit the individual layers within the group. So I'm just going to duplicate that and I'm going to rename this, let's call it flowers. And what I want to do is just uncheck that one so that I don't see it. And this one, I'm going to open the layers and I'm going to change the color of the little blooms. So instead of having them pink, I'm going to deepen the color, and I'm just going to alpha lock that because I'm going to, oops, I'm using the wrong brush. My apologies. I'll go back to my brushes, choose my favorite, and I'm just going to color just the blooms because I want a slightly darker flower so that you can see what happens when I combine these. I'm just slightly going to move this one. Oops. I need to do that in order to slightly move it so that I move the whole, and I'm going to flip it horizontally as well. And then I'm going to open the other layer, and you can see what I've done now. I've created two kinds of plants using the same drawing and mixing the layers. And what I want to do is I want to drop that one in there so that I have a similar kind of bouquet with just slightly different colors. So there we go. That was an example of how I first grouped all my layers into one. I duplicated the layers, and then I was able to, using the same drawing in the second group of layers, edit one of the layers independently of the rest and of the first group, so that I could create a different coloring and just add to the collection. So what I'm going to do finally is I'm going to combine those, so now I have all those grouped in one layer. So I've removed the individual layers and I'm just going to move that as one layer on its own and place it in the middle. And I guess you can say that's my finished drawing. So I hope you enjoyed watching that.